I just picked up this Diablo Steel Demon Grinding and Polishing Flap Disc. It's meant for a mini grinder. This one's a 40 grit, so it's very coarse. I see that they make them in 40, 60, and 80, at least at Home Depot that I saw. This is a 4.5 inch diameter, so it fits just a standard mini grinder. So it's supposed to replace or act like one of these grinding discs. So this is like a fiberglass reinforced, I don't know, kind of stone type of grinding disc for a mini grinder for just grinding mild steel. So these work pretty well, but they're kind of slow, and apparently this is supposed to do 10 times faster. You can see it there, according to 10 times faster removal than a standard grinding disc, than a grinding wheel. So it says here that it grinds and it polishes, and it just comes in packaging like this. So it's a flap wheel, so as I think as it's grinding it wears down. This looks like some type of maybe aluminum oxide, or I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's some type of oxide grinding substance, kind of like a grinding belt. So this is fiberglass, it looks like, and it just fits in your standard grinder. I'm going to put this on and use this to work on my smoker and see how it comes out. See if it's any quicker and how well it grinds and polishes the steel. Well, this is more for grinding, I would say, because it's so coarse. So I have my mini 4.5 inch mini grinder. I'm going to load this on. Also, this is, I think this is because of the color. I think it's silicon carbide, not aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide generally isn't that durable for grinding metal. I think for metal grinding they typically use silicon carbide, although it doesn't say that anywhere here. It just says it's for metal or stainless. Says it's a 7/8 arbor for your typical grinder. And okay, I'm going to go out and give it a go, see how it works. It says maximum RPMs are 13,280 RPMs. So right here I'm going to grind this down, smooth it out. So here's the before, and I'll do some grinding and see what it looks like after a little bit of grinding and my impressions of the disc. So I've grinded it down, and so far my initial impressions is it does a pretty good job. It's pretty quick. It took that ridge compared to this weld here that hasn't been ground down. This is nice and smooth. So I think so far it's pretty good. I'm going to do some more grinding with it, and then I'll give my overall impressions. So I'm going to grind this whole thing down, this whole smoker, and then I'll see. So I've used it for probably about 15 minutes, and it really excels at grinding down and evening out areas on metal. Like here I have a weld that was welding some sheet steel to a piece of square stock. So it really excels for smoothing out things. Nice and smooth, very quick, much quicker than a grinding wheel. The only thing is, if you have a lot of material to take down, it wears the discs down fairly quickly. So I don't think I would use it for heavy stock removal, but I would use it to do the final grinding. So once everything's been ground down and it's fairly flush, I would use it then to even out areas. So it works really well for that. So I ground this whole thing down, and the disc is still in okay condition. I'll show you that here in a second inside. Alright, so I got the disc inside, and as you can see, it's got some wear on it now. This was after about 15-20 minutes of straight grinding. So it lasts for a little while. I think it'll last quite some time actually, but not as long as a regular grinding disc if you're doing heavy stock removal. I was using it more to feather out the metal. The benefit that I noticed with this flap disc, because it's soft, is it can get into contoured areas. If you've got like a small compound curve or irregular surfaces, it really does excel at that. It does a nice smooth finish even at the 40, way better than the grinding disc. Now the cost of this is double the price of a regular grinding wheel, maybe even slightly more than that. However, would I recommend it? I would recommend it for not heavy stock removal. I would recommend it for light grinding and polishing. For polishing, it really does excel. It really will really save you time for polishing metal, I think, especially the grits that are finer than 40, maybe the 80 grit. So that's my overall impression of this grinding disc. I think it would be good for anyone to just have one of these on hand in their toolkit for grinding and polishing. Would I use it to completely replace a grinding disc, the traditional type? Probably not. Not for at least heavy stock removal. But it does say that it removes material 10 times faster. I can say that it did significantly remove metal much faster than a regular grinding disc. But again, it's a time versus cost. If you don't mind spending more on these discs and saving time, then it might be worth it for you. So my overall impressions is I do really like it. It just depends on your application. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful for any of you guys, and subscribe for more videos of all kinds of stuff on my channel.